Boy. Knee swollen. Long PTT. A mom's brother died young. It's hemophilia until proven otherwise. Welcome back to OncoEmpath. This is episode 4 of the ABIM Hematology Board series. Today, Hemophilia A and B, severity classification, inhibitors, the Emicizumab game changer, and the acquired hemophilia trap. 3 things to walk away with. 1. Distinguish hemophilia A from B and recognize the female carriers who actually bleed. 2. Stratify severity from a single factor level and predict the bleeding phenotype. 3. Manage inhibitors and acute bleeds, factor concentrate, emicizumab, bypass agents, and the new gene therapies. Section 1. Genetics and biology. Hemophilia A and B at a glance. A is factor VIII deficiency, prevalence about 1 in 5,000 male births. B is factor IX deficiency, also called Christmas disease, about 1 in 30,000. Both are X-linked recessive. The bleeding pattern is clinically identical, you cannot tell them apart at the bedside. You need a factor assay. 2 more practical differences. Inhibitor risk, about 30% in severe Hem A versus only 5% in severe Hem B. And DAP works for mild Hem A only, it releases stored factor VIII from endothelial cells. It does not work for B because factor IX isn't stored that way. X-linked recessive, but women bleed too. Affected fathers cannot pass the gene to sons, all daughters of an affected father are obligate carriers. About 30% of cases are spontaneous mutations with no family history. Don't rule out hemophilia just because the family history is negative. The most common severe Hem A mutation is the intron 22 inversion, accounting for about 45% of severe cases. The female carrier's part is high yield. Because of lionization, random X chromosome inactivation, carrier factor levels typically average around 50%. But the range is wide, from about 5% to over 200. Skewed lionization can drop a carrier's level below 30, producing real bleeding. So test all at-risk women, carrier status and a factor level, especially before pregnancy or surgery. Section 2. Severity and the bleeding pattern. Severity is defined by the factor level, same thresholds for A and B, severe disease. Factor activity less than 1%. Spontaneous joint bleeds, muscle hematomas, and intracranial hemorrhage. About 60% of Hem A patients fall here. Moderate, 1 to 5%. Bleeding with minor trauma, occasional spontaneous joint bleeds. About 15%. Mild, 5 to 40%. Bleeding only with major trauma, surgery, or dental work. The key teaching point, these patients often present in adulthood after a procedure that uncovers the diagnosis. Severity drives strategy. Severe disease gets lifelong prophylaxis. Moderate gets selective prophylaxis or on-demand factor. Mild Hem A, try DEV first if the patient is a known responder, otherwise factor concentrate. Bleeding pattern in hemophilia is deep, not surface. Hemarthrosis is the signature finding, knee, elbow, ankle. Repeat bleeds into the same joint create a target joint and chronic hemophilic arthropathy. Muscle hematomas can be life-threatening. The iliopsoas bleed mimics appendicitis. Forearm or calf bleeds risk compartment syndrome, image and decompress. Intracranial hemorrhage is the leading cause of death, low threshold for head CT and immediate factor. Mucosal bleeding is rare in hemophilia. If a patient has prominent mucosal bleeding, think VWD or platelet disorder, not hemophilia. Surgical or dental bleeding in adulthood is often the first presentation of mild hemophilia. And in newborns, ICH, prolonged heel stick bleeding, scalp hematomas, or bleeding after circumcision. Section 3. Diagnosis. Lab workup. Step 1. Initial coags. PT is normal. PTT is prolonged because both factor VIII and factor IX are intrinsic pathway. Platelets, fibrinogen, and bleeding time are all normal. The differential for an isolated long PTT includes hemophilia A or B, severe VWD, factor XI deficiency, factor XII deficiency, lupus anticoagulant, and heparin contamination. Step 2. The mixing study with 1:1 normal plasma. If the PTT corrects, you have a factor deficiency, send specific factor VIII and factor IX assays. If it does not correct, you have an inhibitor, send a Bethesda assay and think acquired hemophilia, especially in an older adult or postpartum woman. Confirm with a specific factor activity assay, then classify by severity. Section 4. Treatment. Factor replacement is the foundation. Recombinant factor is preferred over plasma-derived, no infectious risk. Standard half-life products versus extended half-life products. Targets. A major surgery or life-threatening bleed needs factor activity at least 100% pre-op, then maintained above 50% for 7 to 14 days. A minor bleed needs 30 to 50%. A joint bleed needs 50 to 80. The dosing formula matters and differs between A and B. For factor VIII, dose in IU equals weight in kilograms times desired percent change times 0.5. So 1 IU per kilogram raises factor VIII by about 2%. For factor IX, dose equals weight times desired percent change times 1.0. 1 IU per kilogram raises factor IX by about 1%, that's because factor IX has a larger volume of distribution. Adjuncts, tranexamic acid for mucosal bleeds, especially dental. DAP works only in mild Hem-A, always test response first. Avoid NSAIDs, intramuscular injections, and aspirin. Emicizumab, the game changer for hemophilia A. It's a bispecific monoclonal antibody. It binds factor IXA and factor X simultaneously, mimicking the missing factor VIII bridge. 2 huge advantages. First, it's subcutaneous and given as infrequently as once a month for prophylaxis. Second, it works with or without inhibitors, that's why it transformed the field. Loading dose is 3 mg per kilogram subcutaneous weekly times 4 weeks. Then maintenance, 1.5 mg per kilogram weekly, or 3 mg every 2 weeks, or 6 mg every 4 weeks. 2 cautions to know. Emicizumab is for prophylaxis. Acute bleeds still need factor concentrate or a bypass agent. And there's a black box warning for thrombotic microangiopathy when emicizumab is combined with high-dose APCC, also called FEIBA, over 100 units per kilogram per day for more than 24 hours. Use recombinant factor VIIa for breakthrough bleeds in patients on emicizumab. Standard PTT tests become inaccurate on emicizumab. Use a chromogenic factor VIII assay with bovine reagents to monitor. Inhibitors. About 30% of severe Hem-A patients develop one, usually in the first 50 exposure days. Severe Hem-B is much lower, around 5%. The clinical clue is bleeding poorly controlled by the usual factor dose, or low post-infusion factor recovery. The Bethesda titer guides therapy. Less than 0.6 is insignificant. 0.6 to 5 Bethesda units is a low responder. The titer doesn't rise much after factor exposure, and you can sometimes overcome it with high-dose factor. 5 or higher is a high responder. The titer rises steeply, anamnestic response. For high responders, avoid factor when possible. Use bypass agents for acute bleeds, recombinant factor VIIa or APCC. To eradicate the antibody, immune tolerance induction with daily high-dose factor for 6 to 24 months, success rate 60 to 80% for factor VIII inhibitors. Modern alternative, emicizumab works regardless of inhibitor status and has reduced reliance on ITI. Acquired hemophilia. This is the board's trap. An older adult with no bleeding history suddenly develops abrupt mucocutaneous and soft tissue bleeding. Median age around 75. Postpartum women, autoimmune disease, malignancy, or rare drug triggers can also cause it. Mortality is 20 to 30% high. The lab clue is an isolated long PTT plus a mixing study that does not correct, plus low factor VIII activity and a positive Bethesda titer. To stop the bleed, use a bypass agent, recombinant factor VIIa, Novo7, or APCC, FEIBA. Recombinant porcine factor VIII, Obizur, is an option when the inhibitor titer isn't too high. To eradicate the antibody, start steroids alone, or steroids plus rituximab, or steroids plus cyclophosphamide. Watch for thrombosis with bypass therapy in older patients with cardiovascular disease. Gene therapy. 2 single-dose AIV vector products are now available. For Hemophilia A, Veloctocogene roxaparvovec, Roctavian, FDA approved in 2023. A V5 vector delivering a B-domain-deleted factor VIII transgene. Single IV infusion. Factor VIII levels usually peak around 6 months then decline over years. Eligibility: severe Hem A, no inhibitor history, no anti-AAV5 antibodies, normal liver function. Watch for ALT elevation in the first months, start steroids if it rises. For Hemophilia B, Itranacogene dezaparvovec, Hemgenix, approved in 2022. A V5 vector with the factor IX Padua transgene, a hyperactive factor IX variant. Single IV infusion. More durable factor IX expression than the Hem A product. Same eligibility caveats. Costs around $3.5 million per dose, a one-time investment that can replace decades of prophylactic factor. Section 5. Board's pearls. Screenshot these. 5 pearls. 1. Severity is defined by factor level, not bleeding history. Less than 1% is severe, 1 to 5 is moderate, 5 to 40 is mild. The bleeding phenotype generally tracks the level. 2. Isolated long PTT plus mixing study corrects equals factor deficiency, test factor VIII and factor IX. If mixing does not correct, that's an inhibitor, Bethesda assay. 3. Emicizumab is for prophylaxis only. Acute bleeds still need factor, no inhibitor, or a bypass agent, with inhibitor. Don't combine emicizumab with high-dose APCC, TMA risk. 4. Acquired hemophilia is older adult or postpartum woman with sudden bleeding, isolated long PTT, mixing doesn't correct. Bypass agent for the bleed plus steroids and rituximab to eradicate the antibody. 5. DAP works only in mild hemophilia A, releases stored factor VIII. Always test response first. It does not work for hemophilia B. Practice question. A 78-year-old man with no bleeding history presents with a spontaneous painful right thigh hematoma and gross hematuria over 2 days. Labs: hemoglobin 9.5, platelets 320,000, PT 12 seconds, PTT 78 seconds with control of 30. Mixing study: PTT remains prolonged at 60 seconds. Factor VIII activity 3%, factor IX normal, VWF panel normal. Bethesda titer 18 Bethesda units per milliliter. What's the most appropriate initial treatment? A recombinant factor VIII concentrate 50 IU per kilogram IVEB, recombinant factor VIIa, Novo7, plus start prednisone 1 mg per kilogram per day. C. Emicizumab 3 mg per kilogram subcutaneous weekly times 4. D. Cryoprecipitate 10 units. E. Fresh frozen plasma 4 units. Pause if you need a second. The answer is B. The diagnosis is acquired hemophilia A, older adult, new bleeding, isolated long PTT, mixing does not correct, low factor VIII plus a high Bethesda titer, 18 is well above the 5-unit high responder threshold. Treat in 2 parallel directions. Stop the bleed with a bypass agent, recombinant factor VIIa or APCC, eradicate the antibody with steroids, often combined with rituximab or cyclophosphamide. A is wrong because factor VIII concentrate will be neutralized by the high titer inhibitor. C is wrong because emicizumab is for prophylaxis, not acute bleeds. D and E are wrong because cryoprecipitate and FFP don't deliver enough factor VIII to overcome a high titer inhibitor and risk fluid overload. Subscribe for the full series, 70 board-aligned episodes, new every week. Next up, DIC for the boards. Trigger.